What's going on, people? My name is Jack. Welcome back to another video here on my channel. But if you're new here, I upload daily content. That's right, daily content based around video editing, videography, how to make money making videos, and more topics like that. Subscribe if you're interested. Today, we're jumping into what do you do if you just got your first camera, what to do if you just got it. You arrived yesterday, today, you're like, wow, holy shit, I thought stuff would just start happening when I got my camera, but god damn it, I've got to do something. When I got my camera, I sort of got cracking straight away because I'd already been involved in the video community, right? So I've been shooting videos since I was 10 or 11 years old. And I started filming with the webcam on my mom's laptop, some MacBook. Then I shot videos on the webcam with my Acer laptop. Then when I was maybe around 12 or 13 or something, my dad got me this camcorder, this kind of little red camcorder, novelty type of thing that shot like 480p. My mom had a photography camera that she took pictures of flowers and stuff like that. Shot videos on that. That was like 480p and stuff like that as well. And I worked my way up over like basically years and years essentially into 2017, where I bought my first camera, the Sony a6300, the one I'm literally shooting this video right here on. So it was a little bit of a journey for me to grab a camera. Once I got that camera, I was in a position to get cracking straight away. And in the 2 years since I've had that camera, I've done loads essentially. So today I'm gonna break down what to do if you just got your first camera, stuff that you can essentially, put in place to not only learn the camera, but also, set yourself up to start getting work and efficiently use the camera. But what should you do if you first get it? The first thing I think you should do if you get it is learn the settings and the menu interface, right? This is pretty crucial right away. You need to obviously be able to maneuver through your camera, and you need to be able to, use all the abilities in there, right? So actually get comfortable with changing the settings, get comfortable with switching stuff up, get comfortable with kind of trying to create different looks with the color modes and stuff like that inside. Check out the the white balance settings, all sorts of stuff like that. See what sort of presets and color picture profiles and stuff like that your camera actually offers. Basically, scroll through every goddamn menu window there is, every little button that's on there, and also don't do this blindly. Search up YouTube videos. So for example, the first thing I did when I got my camera was, best video settings, Sony a6300, something like that. I typed in on the internet, and I've actually got, if you're buying a Sony a6300 or if you just got one, I got some videos regarding that. So search Sony a6300 on my channel. You'll find a couple helpful videos breaking down the settings and stuff. But that's what I would do straight off the bat. If we have to put kind of like an importance list, that would be the number one most important thing, is just actually figure out the camera, right? So boom, we're gonna safely assume that you just got the camera and now you figured it out, okay? Sweet. More or less you figured it out, right? In terms of the settings side. Now the next kind of step to actually, getting comfortable with this camera after you figured out the settings is shoot loads of stuff. Even though your settings are right, there's going to be stuff that you can't anticipate until you're in the field, right? And I know this firsthand because when I bought my first camera, I was actually already in the trenches of the trenches, so to speak, of the freelance videography community, right? So I was shooting nightclubs at this time. Before I even got my first camera, I'd shot like 20 nightclubs on my homie Noah's camera. You know what I mean? I would just get all the bookings and he would come with me and he had the camera. So at the end of the day, I've been shooting videos before, right? So I was already involved in live event videography for nightclubs and venues. And I would just go to my shoots with my new camera now. So instead of me and Noah going to a shoot and splitting the money and both bringing one camera, we'd go and actually both, instead of taking off turns, we'd have our own camera and we'd play in different parts, A camera, B camera, and it got more efficient essentially, right? But what I learned shooting these clubs right after kind of learning my settings a little bit is that when you're in an environment, even though you know the settings a little bit, you haven't quite figured out the camera, right? So the settings I was using for daylight, stuff like that, obviously in a low light environment in the club, weren't ideal. Also, some of the colors were getting a little bit distorted and stuff like that. And overall, some of that early footage, it took me a fair few shoots to actually kind of really get comfortable with the settings. And to be honest, it's always a process, because you'd be surprised what your camera can even do. As you go on, you sort of seem to learn little new tricks and stuff like that about the camera that you didn't realize right off the bat. And overall, shooting as much as you can right off the bat so you can actually see how it performs is crucial. The theory side, actually watching all the YouTube videos and learning how to maneuver between the menus and the different frame rate modes, stuff like that, right? Boom. Also learning all your stereotypical stuff like your aperture, your frame rate, shutter speed, all that type of stuff, right? That's number one. Number two is just using that thing, literally. using it, and actually getting fully comfortable. Because the settings is one thing, but then actually learning how to use it, understanding that, okay, you know, this performs better in this situation, it performs worse in this situation, and boom, actually putting it to the test, getting in the field with it is 100% it. Now, number three to what to do if you just got your first camera, we're going to safely assume that you have learned all the settings, you've ticked that off, you've watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos, etc. You have now been in the field with it, whether it be bringing your friends along to something or bringing the camera on a vacation, or however your version of testing it in the field was. Again, for me, it was going to nightclubs and shooting and then realizing, all right, cool, so it's looking a little pixelated here. What do I need to change? Oh, right, okay, that picture profile doesn't work there, or you know what, this isn't the correct sort of stuff to be using. You sort of just learn stuff when you're actually shooting, you know what I mean? And for me, I had to learn by getting back to the house and being like, oh wow, the colors look fucked up on this clip, you know what I mean? That's really how it went down for me. So I was like, well, I need to figure this one out, you know what I mean? So 100%, those are the top two. Next up, look for the next piece of equipment to improve your quality, all right? So this is actually what to do if you just got your first camera, and that is, understand that the camera alone is only gonna get you so far. Really, especially if you're doing freelance type of stuff, the next best thing is to get yourself a gimbal. That's right, a gimbal. A gimbal is gonna add not only stability, but it's just going to increase the production value, honestly. Like, it's going to add that stability. It's going to give you a whole bunch of different options in terms of just more of a higher quality shot. And then you also have the option to go handheld still, right? So you actually have the best of both worlds. These days, gimbals are getting smaller and smaller. So, you could bring a gimbal to the club. You could bring a gimbal to more or less any shoot that you're actually going to do. And a gimbal is literally going to add, probably going to double the quality. You know what I mean? Like, the actual quality of the camera won't be doubled because the gimbal doesn't offer that service, but the actual stability of the shots and overall your projects will increase in value if you actually look for those next bits of equipment to upgrade further. What to do if you got your first camera is to literally do that 100%. So it's learn. The first two are basically the same thing, learn and learn. Learn and then apply and relearn, and then actually just look for that next bit of equipment essentially to build up your kit and to upgrade. There's so many different moving parts, right? Even for a YouTube video, if you're buying a camera for YouTube, the best thing to do is to boom, get a light. You know what I mean? Or if you got a camera that the screen doesn't flip around, like my Sony a6300, boom, get yourself a monitor. Fucking, can that even turn around? That's probably bad. Get yourself a monitor so you can fucking see yourself and actually get yourself in focus and stuff like that. Gimbal, obviously crucial. Tripod comes with the game. A bunch of SD cards and stuff like that, right? So the next thing after that is just build up your kit, build up your equipment, and I'm trying to think if I haven't touched on anything. No, that's probably it, honestly. I'm just literally just telling you what I did when I actually got my first camera. So when I got my first camera, the Sony a6300, tutorials, then went into the field, tried out what I learned, realized where I fucked up and where I needed to alter my settings and stuff like that. And the hands down the best way to learn is by doing. You can only read so much practical advice or practical knowledge on a situation before you just get out there and actually do. So that's my biggest advice to you. So if you just got a camera, use it. There you go. 100%. Wow, who'd ever seen that coming? It's a no-brainer. If you just got a brand new camera, fucking use that thing. And the version of you that's using it in 3-4 months is going to be much better than the version of you now because you've used it a bunch more. And that's really just how it works. The saying, practice makes perfect, right? Practice makes perfect. What that really means is just the more you do something, the better you get. So, if you got a camera, the more you use it, the better you get with it. Who'd have known? But thank you guys for tuning into the video. This was what to do if you just got your first camera. Inspired by somebody commented this the other day, but I'm sorry, I forget who, but at the end of the day, leave me a comment and say, it was me, motherfucker. Give me my credit, and I will give you your credit by responding to the comment and saying, what's up? Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day, and I'll see you in an upcoming video. Take it easy.